Now, my next guest is a truly remarkable man. After losing an arm and a leg in a landmine explosion in Mozambique, Chris Moon was presented with an award by Princess Diana, who said he was one of the bravest people she'd ever met. And over the last 20 years, Chris has gone on to achieve some incredible things, including his latest challenge last week, which saw him run 5 marathons back-to-back in one of the hottest places on earth. And Chris Moon joins us now. You're just something else, Chris. Honestly, your story is like nothing else I've read, to be quite honest. And I just want to take you back to Mozambique, and we say this is kind of where the story really began for you in many respects. You were working with the Halo Trust, a charity that's set out to try and clear these landmines, these terrible things, and to protect innocent people. You were there doing that job. And sadly, you stepped on one, and life changed in that moment. What are your memories of that day and the days after?
I remember the whole thing in the present tense.
Do you really?
And it's really interesting that all these years on, it's still very immediate, I think, because it was so extreme. But I knew something was wrong. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, and in the end, I put my foot on it. And I was incredibly lucky to live. And of course, you know, then we were dealing with some very new situations. Once you have a situation like that, you can change the way you operate and deal with it. But until that happens, maybe you don't know what the circumstances are that might lead to that. Incredibly complex technical and behavioural stuff. But I was incredibly lucky to live. And one of the reasons I lived was because I was very fit.
Yeah, yes, of course. Well, by the time you got into the hospital, the doctors didn't think you were going to make it purely because you'd lost so much blood. The injuries were so severe. No one really has ever survived the state that you were in. And that's the case, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly at that point. And the surgeon told me, I remember he came to me the next day when I was in intensive care, and he said, I really don't know how you lived. We've never seen anybody live with such a small amount of blood. And then he said, congratulations, you're now South African by blood. And very grateful I was for it too.
Very, very much so. But in that recovery period, you said to one of the nurses, I'm going to be running the London Marathon within the year. Most people would think, well, you know, it's a pipe dream.
To be fair, Christine, several hours later, they sent a psychiatrist to come and talk to me.
And you say that, and actually lots of psychiatrists have spoken to you, and they still can't quite believe how you have managed what you've gone through.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's hard work. I think one of the things that really helps us in life is gratitude. And I choose, every morning I wake up and I think, so lucky to have my eyes, so lucky to have my left arm, my left leg, my 3 fabulous sons, good artificial leg, and someone in my life who truly loves me, my Springer Spaniel.
I'm with you on that. And your sons have been a huge help. We talk about these incredible challenges that you've taken on. The Sahara for 6 days. You've just come back from Badwater 135. What does that consist of exactly?
Well, I call it the Badwater Death Valley Ultra 135-mile fun run. Having done it recently, the fun bit is finishing.
I bet it is. But this is your 6th time, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So there must be something enjoyable about it.
Yeah, it is. And it's really funny because I was going up the hill at the end, and you go uphill for nearly 15 miles to finish the race. And it just goes on forever and ever. And you just sort of think, oh, this is really tough. And it's literally a struggle to put one foot in front of the other. Then you finish it and think, oh, I'd like another crack at that.
This is what makes you, Chris, special, because most people will go, well, I've done it. That's it. But you do keep on going, and you took your sons with you this time around,
I mean, this was a big challenge. I don't know, anybody who's got teenage sons will understand this, but you know, there is something about teenage sons that they know. They don't just think, they know that dad's an idiot. And that's entirely fair. And the idea for me was to take my boys, and they were my crew, and they did a fantastic job. And I wanted for us all to be better friends at the end than we were at the start, and that was brilliant. And we get on well anyway. But they were fantastic. And of course, I must pay tribute to middle boy, who stayed at home to look after the dog, who's just gone blind.
Oh, goodness, okay. Well, you've got
they were all fantastic.
Great sons who are obviously very proud of you. You still do an awful lot of work with the Halo Trust. You try and raise as much money as you possibly can for them and for all of their work. I knew their work because of Princess Diana, of course, that like sort of really memorable shot of her in Angola when she was walking through. You're still trying to work. It's incredible that we still have to try and do this work. These things still exist out there. The work is hopefully carrying on now. Prince Harry and Meghan, I think, might just take this up as well.
Yeah, I think Prince Harry already has, and done a tremendous job publicising the great work that Halo does in Angola. Mozambique is really interesting because Mozambique is now landmine free. So when I was working there in the mid-90s, you just looked at it and you just thought, this is almost insoluble.
Really?
And yet, within 20 years, all the landmines in Mozambique have been cleared. It is mission possible. And if you think about all the awful forms of environmental pollution we have, landmines have to be one of the worst.
Yeah.
And it is quite within our resources to do this if we have the will.
And will is what you have, and you've always said you don't race against anyone else. This is about you. Every day you wake up and you want your personal best.
It's probably just as well I don't want to go faster than anyone else. I just want to go faster than myself. But that's the challenge of life for all of us, isn't it? It's about getting up every day and making the best of it. And sometimes unfortunate things happen to us all in life, and there are no guarantees. But all we can ever do is make the best of it.
What's the next big race?
Well, I'd quite like to go back and have a look at the Marathon des Sables again. I did that 20 years ago, and I think it would be good fun to go back, have another go.
You used the word fun there, Chris.
Well, it's fun when you stop, isn't it?
Thanks so much, Chris, and best of luck. You will undoubtedly do it, and good luck with all of the fundraising as well. It's clearly work. It is working in certain places. So thank you very much. It's such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you.